Devil spacewalking, trying to catch a wayward satellite. Despite 4 attempts, the satellite couldn't be snagged, but NASA says another attempt will be made tomorrow.
To the Endeavour's crew, Intelsat 6 first appeared as just a tiny dot in space.
From our calculation in here, you look about 0.7 RPM.
As the shuttle manoeuvred into position, astronaut Pierre Thuot embarked on America's first spacewalk in 13 months. Strapped by his feet to the Endeavour's robotic arm, Thuot attempted to secure the wayward satellite with a special bar, while travelling at 28,000 kilometres an hour. But Thuot used a little too much muscle, accidentally pushing the satellite, making it wobble. 3 more times he tried to retrieve it, but with no luck. NASA eventually aborting the mission until tomorrow.
Okay, in its current maneuvers, I don't think there's any way we're going to be able to get it.
Endeavour is hoping to retrieve the $400 million
spacewalk. As the shuttle Endeavour succeeded in its last chance to save a stray communication satellite. Down-to-earth manpower succeeded where technology had failed, as the astronauts grabbed the truck-sized Intelsat, attached a booster rocket, and launched it into its correct orbit.
A patriotic wake-up from Houston Control to the shuttle Endeavour to start a dramatic and critical day.
Good morning, we're ready to hit it running.
Hit it running they did, but only after a computer glitch forced a 90-minute delay in the start of this unprecedented 3-man spacewalk.
Okay, is that our game plan? Okay.
After 2 frustrated capture efforts using 2 astronauts earlier in the week, this final chance needed a trio.
You guys having fun yet?
The risky mission? Grab this slowly spinning 4-ton satellite with their gloves and wrestle it to a stop. Endeavour was precisely positioned, 370 kilometers above Hawaii and just 1 meter below its crippled target.
Let's do it. Houston, I think we got a satellite.
Yeah, we're watching down here. We got a lot of smiles down here, Dan.
It ain't over yet.
The astronauts had to hold on for 2 hours until the shuttle's robot arm could get a solid lock, the spacewalkers then latching the satellite to a rocket. That assembly has now been released. Tomorrow, it'll be blasted far up into a high working orbit.
A very stubborn Intelsat 6 satellite is now on its way.
The often troubled American Space Agency can celebrate. Its tenacious astronauts completing a $100 million repair.
Space satellite today. For the first time, 3 astronauts left the shuttle Endeavour unmanned as they made a last-ditch attempt to fix the satellite and get it back into its proper orbit. American science reporter Michael Gillen reports.
We have ignition. We have liftoff.
This week's space-age drama actually began back on March 14, 1990. That's when NASA launched a communication satellite, Intelsat 6. Some $150 million of state-of-the-art electronics. But there was one big problem. The satellite ended up in an orbit too low to do its job. And another problem that no one thought of until now. For all its high-tech wizardry, Intelsat 6 had no handles.
Booster ignition and liftoff of the maiden voyage of Endeavour on a satellite rescue mission.
Then there was this Thursday's launch of the Endeavour. It was supposed to represent a comeback, NASA's comeback from the 1986 Challenger disaster. Here at long last was the Challenger's replacement. The astronauts aboard would rescue Intelsat 6. That was their mission. And in the process, rescue NASA from all those terrible memories, all that bad publicity.
Throw it throttle up, Endeavour.
Sunday, about 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It's daylight in space. The shuttle has maneuvered itself to within 50 feet of Intelsat 6. And ever so slowly, the robot arm is taking astronaut Pierre Thuot to within a few inches of the satellite's back end. It's like the bottom of a tin can, and the idea is to grasp its rim with a $7 million capture bar.
There's my target. All thrusters are clear.
As Thuot presses against the satellite, the capture bar's latches are supposed to grip the rim, but they don't. And worse, the satellite starts to tumble.
I'm moving you down out of the way so Dan can...
Monday, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It's nighttime in space. After Sunday's fiasco, Peter Thuot is going to try again, this time with a lighter touch. At 7:18 p.m., everyone holds their breath. It looks as though Thuot has done it. After trying and failing for 4.5 hours, 9 times to capture the satellite, Thuot calls it a day. And everyone at NASA begins to ask, how many astronauts does it take to recover Intelsat?
I felt it up there firm.
Early the following day, Tuesday morning, Shuttle Commander Daniel Brandenstein comes up with an answer. 3.
I'm clear.
Everything is going smoothly, but everyone is a bit more nervous than normal. In its 31-year history of manned spaceflight, NASA has never allowed 3 astronauts to walk in space together.
Well, let's just hold it right here and see what happens.
Slowly, each of them takes his place. Each of them grabs hold of Intelsat.
Okay. Well, wait. Let's do it. Got it.
Indeed, it was only the beginning. They had grabbed the bull by the horns, so to speak, but now they had to wrestle it to the ground. And that's exactly what happened at 9:33 p.m., orbit 97, as the shuttle passed over the Marianas Islands. The capture bar finally captured Intelsat. Within hours, they grabbed the satellite with the shuttle's robotic arm and brought it into the cargo bay.
Congratulations, you guys done a great job up there.
A wonderful job, wasn't it? Michael Gillen.